Well, hello and welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and welcome to episode 83 of the Jesus Enrique Rosas Show. We are live through YouTube, Rumble, and on the X. Also, we will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Everywhere. There's no way that you can miss my show. Every single way that you can do or use to watch my show, you will be able to have it. You have that at your disposal. You also have the opportunity to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video, and you will be subscribed to my awesome emails. And what's more, let's introduce you to the heart and soul of our show, which is the live chat. Our live chat, I will keep an eye on your comments. Make sure that every single comment that is witty or funny or complements what we are saying at that moment, well, I will highlight, and maybe we can even start a conversation from your comments. That's the idea behind this live show, and we are more than ready to begin. Just checking that every system is okay, and we are. Let's do this. Let's get down to it. Okay, I used to say that back in the day. The only thing that I'm missing is, of course, the only thing that I always forget to set up before I begin my trusty watch here. Just to watch here, and we are ready to begin with the first and perhaps one of the most pressing topics that people have been, that have been exposed in the last couple of days. By the way, I made sure to take the weekend off to recharge. I needed to recharge a bit, but we're back and ready to begin with this. And everybody is talking about that there must be some kind of vampires or Highlanders or people who are really, really old, or there's social security fraud. Because, in the way that Dodge has tried to, unearth all the crazy stuff that have been happening with the budget of the United States of America, something that they found in this rummaging was, let's say, some odd numbers of people who are, let's say, still beneficiaries of Social Security. And, the ages are a bit odd. Elon Musk, according to the Social Security database, these are the numbers of people in each age bucket with the death field set to false. Which means if the death field says false, means that they are not dead, they are alive, but they must be, some of them must be zombies by this point. Maybe Twilight is real and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. How is it possible? Okay, I kind of understand. This is pretty much okay, I guess. 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79. All of a sudden we enter the twilight zone in, let's say 90 to 99, even if there's still people who live to 100 years, that they are built different in spite of all the red dye number 3 and all the cigarettes and all the drink. That those outliers are out there, no pun intended, which who usually live to 100 years old, and they basically just eat empanadas all day. But when you begin to see that there are people from 100 to 109, and there are almost 5 million of those, you begin to say, hey, wait a second, is this Japan? Are we talking about Japan in this case? And when we get to the bracket of 110 to 119, no, wait a second. There's no way there are 3 million people in there, let alone in the 120 to 129, 3 million people, and 3 more million people in the 130 to 140, and well, all the way, even in 169, there's more than 100,000 vampires. That is still young for an elf. That's still young for a vampire. That is still young for a Highlander. A Highlander would be like around, your average Highlander is 400 years old, 500 years old. So this is like a teenage Highlander. But yeah, they're essentially, for all purposes, on paper, they are alive. And even, well, up to all the way to almost 200 years old. My question is, does this spreadsheet update on its own? Or at some point somebody thought that it was a good idea to have like the field of 190 to 199 just in case? I don't know. My guess is that this updates on its own, and we have up to 500 people that are almost 200 years old out there. They're cashing their check. They must be really alarmed with inflation. But well, that's the thing. But the problem is that it's not only Social Security that we might be talking about, because there's a very valid question posed by Libs of TikTok. Holy shit, this is insane. I wonder how many of these dead, very dead people, even if the field says that they are pretty much alive. No, they're not alive. They're more dead than Julius Caesar. How many of these dead people voted for Joe Biden in 2020? I mean, what the F? Well, we know that many zombies voted for Joe Biden in 2020, even for Kamala Harris, like a few months ago. But jokes aside, this is concerning, because if you're finding out this about Social Security, if you notice that there's no self-cleanup or nobody to check this, or maybe people were checking on this, but they were looking to the other way, how can you trust the rest of the system? This is the thing that the mainstream media is trying to brush off. Oh, they are, Elon Musk is taking control of our Social Security numbers. What is he going to do with that? Is he going to clone your credit card or something to, I don't know, add a couple hundred to his 400 billion, $100. So Aiden Heiko asks a very important question. The numbers added are almost 400 million people. But officially, the population of the United States is 335 million, roughly. So there's like 65 million out there. You got 65 million Highlanders, 65 million vampires out there. Yes, there are far more eligible Social Security numbers than there are citizens in the USA. This might be the biggest fraud in history. I think that we haven't seen anything yet. Since Dodge entered the IRS building on Friday, I think it was on Friday, they entered the IRS building, and they will be finding out stuff. There's reactions to this, of course. Olivia, this is a massive fraud red flag. Over 20 million people listed as more than 100 years old in Social Security database. Time for a serious audit. Either we have got immortals game in the system or some major data integrity issues. And Little Humans' big impact. Edward Cullen is collecting for sure, and Elon says it's not like he has a job. It's not like he has a job. Kat Mocha Dean, I agree with your stance. Grab your garlic. Hold on to your garlics, because this is gonna be bad. Make your garlic. What is the name? Your pension. I don't know what is the name of that thing that garlic ornaments around your neck. And the amount of your money, your hard-earned money that you send to the IRS and ultimately is channeled to, I say, outrageous stuff, it's not stopping. It's getting worse. The Department of Government Efficiency, U.S. taxpayer dollars were going to be spent on the following items, all which have been canceled. This is important. All of this has been canceled. $10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcision. $10 million. Why would you need $10 million? How much does a pair of scissors worth? How many males are in Mozambique? How many of them want to get circumcised? I don't know, maybe with 100 scissors, it's more than enough. If you buy them on Temu, I'm sure that you can get scissors for 10 cents each. How much is that? Yeah, it's like very cheap, and that's it. That's it. You get your voluntary medical male circumcision in Mozambique, not for $10 million. No, $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills. All right, and enterprise-driven skills. Can't you just make an online course or send them to YouTube? Or you just go for develop enterprise-driven skills on YouTube, and you just get the first 20 to 30 videos and watch them over the weekend for free. That's it. You don't have to pay $9 million for that. $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. Just tell them to speak to, like do some kind of live stream or speak with a loud voice 2 hours daily, and I will guarantee you that will strengthen their voices, because that made me strengthen my voice. Also totally free. You just have to talk at a constant rate of speech for 2 hours daily, and yeah, free for you. $32 million to the Prague Civil Society Center. I don't know what the Prague Civil Society Center, but I'm pretty sure that it does Prague things. And my question is, why doesn't Prague, why doesn't the Czech Republic pay for it? I don't know. 32 million goes to that, and we don't know what the Prague Civil Society Center does. 40 million for Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Hub, another DEI. This is related to DEI stuff that your money is going to. And by the way, I need to mention, now that we were talking about people about 150 years old collecting Social Security, I had to share with you this meme. Actually, we found the guy who's 150 years old getting Social Security. Turns out he really is still alive. But, well, you know that alive is a relative term which can be subject to interpretation in many ways, especially if you are a U.S. senator. But let's not be that cruel about that. We're just getting started with today's show. Let's not be what? Almost 500 million. Almost 500 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including 22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova, and 21 million for voter turnout in India. Okay, this is I don't know. This sounds like they are rigging elections. This absolutely sounds like they are rigging elections. Why would you need $500,000 for that? $500 million with a B. I apologize. There's a big difference between $500,000 and $500 million for Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening. What the actual F? 29 million to strengthening political landscape in Bangladesh. That's absolutely buying elections. That is absolutely 100% buying elections. Paying for candidates. 20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal. 19 million for biodiversity conversation. Not even trying to preserve actual biodiversity. I don't know, maybe some plants and animals could be in danger and you don't want them to go extinct. Maybe 19 million for that is it's quite high. But no, it's for a conversation. The thing that you can sit down in chairs, like face to face, and have a conversation? Maybe you can have a conversation for free and you don't have to spend $19 million to that, especially from American taxpayer pockets. 1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. What? 14 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever social cohesion means. 2.5 million for inclusive democracies in Southern Africa. Yeah, all this is CIA stuff. 2.5 million for, oh no, I already said that. 47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Why would you really care about improving learning outcomes in Asia if you know that no matter what you do, no matter what field, no matter what human endeavor, there's always going to be one Asian somewhere on TikTok that is better than you 10 times. So if they are so good at everything, like at STEM, at balancing things on their heads, at YouTube, I'm pretty sure at that, at body language, I'm pretty sure at that, no matter what you do, an Asian somewhere is going to be 10 times better than you at it, no matter what. You're right? That is a fact. Why would you spend $50 million in improving learning outcomes if they embody the concept of improvement of learning outcomes? That is wasting your money. They don't need that. In all cases, Americans need that, thanks to the existence of the Department of Education. But again, that is another conversation that we need to have. 2 million, that's quite small, right? That is quite small. To develop sustainable recycling models to increase socioeconomic cohesion among marginalized communities of Kosovo, Roma, Ascali, and Egypt. Sustainable recycling models. That is laughable. That is laughable. I would like to go to Egypt and see what kind of recycling they are doing in there. And what 2 million can do about that. And even 200, you can send 200 million. And I can assure you that will not make any kind of difference. That's, again, all that is wasted money. And when we talk about money, there's another, just to close off this topic, that I'm sure that is very painful for you, because you say, I make sure to not go to jail paying my taxes every year, and this is what they're using the money for. But it's not only that. There's a major problem in America that a lot of people talk about, but nothing is ever done. Joe Rogan, you look at the amount of money some of those Congress people are worth, not what we are talking about Mitch McConnell, and you're like, you tell me you make $180,000 a year and you're worth $30 million. How can it be? So let's play that clip.
When you look at the amount of money some of those Congress people are worth, and you're like, you tell me how. You make $180,000 a year and you're worth $30 million. I can't find a way that makes any sense, because you should be really busy, right? So if you should be really busy doing this $180,000 a year job, well, who has time to have a side hustle that pays you 10 times more?
Well, it's not exactly that you have a side hustle. It's that the actual hustle gives them the information they need to, I'm not gonna say the words, insider trading, but it's has to do with being first to the race.
Who has time?
Nancy Pelosi, I think, is way up there in the multiple million.
Well, she's psychic. I don't know if you know this. She's really good at the stock market. Like, basically, she meditates and she just sees it. She sees how it's going to happen.
She meditates. She's got it. She meditates and she sees the numbers in her dreams. And with Well, it's everybody wants money. Everybody wants money. Not even, well, that's not the least. Zelenskyy, who slams door on Trump Putin peace talks, demands 250 billion from the West to keep the war from ending. This is the most grifting guy, this most grifting guy ever. How is this possible? The U.S. cannot force us to sit and listen at the negotiating table. We are an independent country, and that's why we now have Europe and the UK saying that since the United States is not going to give any one more cent to Ukraine, then Europe has decided and the UK have decided that they are going to send troops and weapons, and that is laughable. This Keir Starmer already said that he's ready to send troops to Ukraine. So he is going to send the British young man to spill the blood in Ukraine because of, well, I don't know, reasons. But again, this is all baffling. This has all started following the money. And following the money that nobody knew what was it going. And once we are finding out, we need to know what do you think about this in the comments, because this is massive. Let me see your live chat. Your live chat is has been on fire. I'm pretty sure that you're really upset with everything that has been going on with all this. I mean, this is the kind of things that you say, how is it possible? How is it possible that you can have such a rich country, one of the richest countries in the world, we're talking about the United States, and people can have such trouble in just getting a home? And this is something that I, for reasons of time, I didn't mention in the previous topic. And it was not that relative, but it's something that you might also be aware in terms of you will be able to afford a home with the new infrastructure that is coming, and with the tariffs war that is going to work. And also, this is absolutely insane. Since Dodge began discussing mass layoffs, the median home price in Washington, D.C. has fallen by $139,000. The median house price has fallen by almost $150,000. In 30 days, nearly 4,000 homes have been listed for sale in and around Washington, D.C. This is not only the people that have been laid off, fired from positions that they were not willing to go back to maybe work. They wanted to work from home, and they essentially were not needed anymore. They were wasting everybody's money, so they have put these houses for sale. That and the fact that so many illegals are self-deporting and ICE is doing their part as well. Well, you can imagine that the real estate market, the prices in the real estate are going to drop. So you just have to wait. And my suggestion, this is not finance advice. I am the last person you should go for financial advice. But my suggestion is that you just wait just a little longer if you want to buy a house, because the prices are going to keep dropping just because people, illegals, just leaving the country, ICE doing their thing, people just being federal workers being laid off. You're gonna see a lot of houses out there in the market, and of course the prices are going to drop. This is economics 101. This is nothing that you wouldn't get, or you wouldn't get to this conclusion on your own. Again, this is not financial advice, but this is what is going to happen. As everything in the market, there's going to be a slight bounce, and it's going to stabilize at some point. So how long it's gonna take, I have no idea, but I give you that not in Los Angeles, but in Los Angeles could be happening to Star Galactica because of the massive amount of illegals in California. When ICE begins to really to really make a dent on illegals. In California, you're going to see that rental is going to go down. At the same time, it has the pressure of all the wildfires that also applying pressure on the real estate market. Again, this is not a financial advice channel, but I guess that I am kind of a financial advisor now, but this is not financial advice. This is not medical advice. This is only for entertainment purposes. If you get hurt or lose money, it's not my fault. My attorneys have already told me that don't talk about this. Don't talk about this. So you make sure that you do your informed, you act upon informed decisions. You act in a sensible way. But when we talk about acting in a sane way, let's say it is a bit hard. It is a bit hard when we talk about acting in sane ways, when we see Kamala Harris essentially sloshed, and one anchor from the media saying that the Holocaust was created by I'm not gonna lie. I'm not making this up. That the Holocaust was made by free speech, and one grifter, that they are all competing by the insane clip of the day. I don't know if this is gonna be a thing for the rest of my shows, but today we have 3 contenders for peak insanity. The first one is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris attended a Broadway show in New York City on Saturday and reminded everyone about her word salad and how lucky we are that she isn't in the White House. This always make us feel good. This always make us feel good. Let's listen to Kamala, what she was saying.
Oh my goodness. I don't get out much these days.
Oh my God! This what?
I don't get out much these days.
Oh no! This is beyond slosh, man. Listen to this. I haven't watched this clip, by the way. I'm reacting to this with you.
I don't get out much these days.
What? What are you saying, girl? I don't understand you. I don't understand what you're saying. This is like, how many Hennessy's do you have? How many?
And but spirit's tired, but you cannot be.
The spirits are tired. The spirits are tired of dealing with you.
Defeated. Never let anybody defeat that. Because then what do we have left? When we think about like these moments where we see things that are being taken, but also let's see it as nature abhors a vacuum. So where there's a vacancy, then let's fill it. Right? And let's know that the reality is that the progress of our nation has always been about the expansion of rights, not the restriction of rights.
No, you have to imagine Kamala Harris as president of the United States. Really imagine the fork in the time-space continuum that we experience, thanks to somebody suggesting Elon Musk to buy Twitter, and that got us here. And imagine that didn't happen, and we got Kamala Harris POTUS going for a NATO meeting or something like that, and she's speaking like this in front of people, like completely flushed because she is nervous and she had to, hit the spirits. Let's hit the spirits, because the spirits are the ones who is not ayahuasca, but Hennessy that helps her, have some kind of being eloquent for this stuff. My God, this is quite a bullet that we dodged.
It's always been about the expansion of rights, not the restriction of rights. We're seeing a U-turn right now. For those rights to be maintained, which means we have to be vigilant, and it's just the nature of it. Look at this beautiful play and everything that we know he was suppressed. He had to suppress so much. But he knew, and he took those risks. But we have to be clear-eyed, and it doesn't mean we don't see the beauty in everything, right?
Yeah, right. Yes, she's. I for one, I'm glad that she could, retire for a bit, recharge energy. That would have been too much for her. that would have been too much for the world, in fact. So yes, it's that everybody's happy right now. Is we are happy, and we see some faces in the crowd that are saying, "Is she drunk?" Yeah, man, I can guarantee you, the lady is sloshed. It's what is the other? Hammered. That is the other. The other adjective is or verb. I don't remember the other word that I like to use for
and
that.
it doesn't mean we don't see the beauty in everything, right? These things all coexist. But I believe we fight for something, not against something.
Yeah, plaster. Absolutely, Jenny. Plaster is another word that I use.
Right. And that's our optimism, right?
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
No, again, I think that everybody has the right for some privacy, and I think Kamala has the right for some privacy. And why would you record this if she looks so bad? It's like this lack of self-awareness. I don't know if the people who are recording this are pro or against Kamala. It's like Kamala is out of the equation right now. There's no reason to do this. It's already came out, so I'm just talking about this because, well, I'm that kind of guy, and I need to address this because so many of you have requested. But man, why nobody light a match? Yeah, we're gonna have we're gonna have a full firestorm in here just from the well, the spirits. I'm not gonna say the word, but we have a competitor. We have a competitor in insanity in this Margaret. Do you remember Margaret? You remember Margaret, right? From I don't really care, Margaret, when J.D. Vance said those words. And it seems that Margaret really wants to become famous or infamous in any way, shape, or form. And she said, well, that essentially the Holocaust was made by or created by or pushed by free speech, if that makes sense. And, well, you can see that when she said that, Marco Rubio had the only face that you can have in that circumstances. So let's watch this.
Well, he was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide.
Okay, free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide. I mean, I have heard imbecile combinations of words in other times of my life, but in let's say that a few of those cases, I felt actual pity for the person, and I really feel pity for Margaret. What is this?
And he met with the head of a political party that has far-right views and some historic ties to extreme groups.
My admiration to Marco Rubio for not interrupting her. Maybe he said, well, she said that crazy stuff. Maybe she's gonna say crazier stuff down the line. So I need to pick the craziest stuff to react to, right?
The context of that was changing the tone of it. And you know that the censorship was specifically about.
He had to interrupt because, yeah, you're going full Kamala. You never go full Kamala. I don't understand what is your point. So let's and you could say, Jesus, but you're lacking the context of the whole clip. There's no way. Again, the context can help sometimes. There's no context that can fix that the Holocaust, that the genocide in World War II was created by free speech, but by the weaponization of free speech. That doesn't make sense in any way. That's like trying to make Americans feel that, oh yeah, free speech can be weaponized, free speech can be a bad thing. That sounds like Europe. Then we're going to be talking about Europe and specifically Germany in America.
The right.
No, I have to disagree with you.
Free speech was not used to conduct a genocide. The genocide was conducted by an authoritarian Nazi regime that happened to also be genocidal because they hated Jews and they hated minorities and they hated those that they had a list of people they hated, but primarily the Jews. There was no free speech in Nazi Germany. There was none. There was also no opposition in Nazi Germany. They were a sole and only party that governed that country. So that's not an accurate reflection of history. I also think it's wrong. Again, I go back to the point of his speech. Okay, the point of his speech was basically that there is an erosion in free speech and intolerance for opposing points of view within Europe.
Now you're getting the point, right? That they are talking about Vance's speech to the EU and the UK and how he, well, essentially ripped them a new one to each other, to the UK and the EU. And essentially, if you block free speech, you're blocking democracy. And if you are pushing for immigration, unfettered immigration, you're also eroding democracy and, well, the one being of your constituents as well. And they are trying to, oh, how could Vance say that? And we're going to see European politicians crying, like literally crying, like shedding tears over this, that they were harmed by this. And the mainstream media, Margaret in this case, she's competing for the most imbecile remark of the day, even more imbecile of whatever Kamala was trying to say at the end of that play, saying that, oh no, yes, it's that because free speech can be weaponized, because it was actually weaponized in World War II, and that's what caused the Holocaust. How is my question? How can you have that string of thoughts? How can you connect those ideas in the way that maybe she thinks, or maybe she believes that her audience is that stupid, that if you say that, oh, free speech and weaponization and Holocaust, maybe if I say this big words one after another, then people will say that that's a problem. They literally think their audience is stupid. And if you watch mainstream media, like 2 or 3 hours a day, you will become stupid. That is a fact.
And that's of concern, because that is eroding. That's not an erosion of your military capabilities. That's not an erosion of your economic standing. That's an erosion of the actual values that bind us together in this transatlantic union that everybody talks about. And I think allies and friends and partners that have worked together now for 80 years should be able to speak frankly to one another in open forums without being offended, insulted, or upset. And I spoke to foreign ministers from multiple countries throughout Europe. Many of them probably didn't like the speech or didn't agree with it, but they were continuing to engage with us on all sorts of issues that unite us.
This is as simple as, if you have a friend and you have a childhood friend and you see that your childhood friend is doing stupid things, like he's saying, hey, I want to try ayahuasca. I really want to try and go on this ayahuasca trips. And you know that there's a 90% possibility that he's gonna fry his brain, and only 10% of people like really survive and are enlightened by an ayahuasca trip. You have to tell your friend, no, you should not go and for that ayahuasca trip. You have to stop your friend, and you have to, maybe your friend is hurting himself in some way. Maybe your friend is acting in a self-destructive way, and even if you know that you're gonna upset your friend, you have the duty to tell your friends, as Vance did as Vice President of the United States, telling the UK and the EU, the European Union, you are in this suicidal empathy downward spiral. I can use big words as well. Suicidal empathy downward spiral, and you're destroying yourselves. Oh, they became all of this trigger about this. But yes, then you have the mainstream media. You have Margaret claiming that, yes, it's a free speech. Too much free speech can be a bad thing. Because free speech, well, yada. You know what's wrong with free speech? We have a third contender for this competition between not only Kamala, which is, she's a seasoned contender in terms of a word salad. And Margaret, she's making herself a name, surely, very slowly but surely, We also have this. I didn't know about this lady like 2 weeks ago. Lindy Li. She is trying desperately to pass that she's with Trump. She is, all for Trump, and yes, how Trump is good. Let's make Trump great again. Excited to help ensure Republicans expand our majority in the House and Senate for the coming midterms. I'm taking my donors from the DNC and giving them to the RNC instead. We love our country and just want President Trump to succeed. Oh, emoji of American flag. No. Wait a second. This lady is a grifter. And I'm sad to say that Dinesh D'Souza, real James Woods, and this other guy, what's his name? I forgot his name. He's around here. Glenn Beck as well. All of them have fallen for the grift because this lady, like 2 minutes ago, was saying things like, let me see, she called Trump a serial rapist, which is, of course, grossly inaccurate and is defamation. We already thought it is. And she already said, Trump is showing signs of dementia. He has been reported to defecate in public. He rambles incoherently for hours. She also has said, Trump has a long and documented history of defecating in his diapers. How are these people? How are these conservatives? Can't just make an X search. Lindy Li, search for Trump, just the word Trump, and see her tweets from barely months ago. She did a complete 180. She realized that the Democrat Party is dying, that the money from the Democrat Party is drying, so she has to jump ship. But this is the kind of people that we need to expose. Oh, Kamala Harris accepted the outcome of the election. She would ensure a peaceful transfer of power. She will not terrorize Congress in a fit of rage. She will not smear feces on our Capitol. She will not assault police. Congratulating Trump was hard as F, but the right thing to do. That is a woman who doesn't like Trump. That she has seen the writing of the wall. This was the day after the elections, and she realized, I need to change my rhetoric, and that's why I don't understand why these figures of, let's say the right of conservatives have given her, embrace her with open arms. That is stupid. That is plain stupid. She said in June 2023, why does Robert F. Kennedy Jr. push his anti-vaccine lies so hard? Because he makes a shit ton of money, $60 million a year. Why does Trump push the big lie so hard? Because he makes a shit ton of money, $250 million to be exact. So it's, again, you can have an opinion. We were talking about free speech. It's great that you have an opinion. It's great that you can express yourself about Trump. You can even defame Trump if you want to risk being sued by Trump. And Trump must have Disney-grade attorneys to sue your ass. But don't tell me that now you are all for Trump. Trump is inciting, this was from August 2023. Trump is inciting stochastic terrorism against Fannie Willis, Judge Chutkan, Alvin Bragg, Tish James, all of whom are bravely holding him accountable, all of whom are black. This is all facts. Number one, Trump directly caused the death of Ashley Babbitt. Number two, Babbitt was a domestic terrorist. This lady said all this, and you have people like, this is Glenn Beck, right? Let me see. Cernovich I saw this from Cernovich. Can someone please explain to me why Glenn Beck and other so-called conservatives are promoting someone who is anti-Trump, smear conservatives, but suddenly is rebranding? Are we really doing this, promoting fakes who claim to be moderate bullshit all over again? And people have been telling me on X, because, well, you're free to reply to me on X. Oh, but she's calling out Biden's dementia. Well, I have provided the screenshots, and every time somebody has replied to me, they don't reply with screenshot. And please, so reply to me with screenshots of she attacking Biden, and let's see if it's as vicious as with Trump. But the question is, It's not that she attacked Biden at some point. It's that she was very vicious and even defamatory towards Trump. And now she wants to rebrand herself. And that is maybe not stupid, maybe not slosh, but yeah, that is in bad faith. That is the things these are the things that we need to call out. Let's say that from these 3 examples today, Kamala is the most innocent of all. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments, because, well, this is hard, man. This is hard. Lindy Li cries every time, or Lee or Li, I don't know. She goes and interviews. She cried on Sean Ryan, on Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson. I used to, let's say, respect the work of Benny Johnson until he got Tate on his show. No, man, this is not it. And if you tell me that Benny Johnson has had Lindy Li as well, that again, it's like, oh, we ran out of guests. We ran out of guests. What are we gonna do? Let's invite this converted. Used to be a Democrat donor, used to be a Trump attacker. Oh, she has converted. Let's invite her. No, I don't think this. I don't think this. This is why I have decided that one has to be so, let's say, so careful with all the stuff, with the people that you relate yourself with. I have learned to be very careful to who I say, oh, I admire such and such. I could say at some point that some anchor, some night talk show anchor inspired me to do my show. But that's it. I'm not going to mention him anymore. I'm not going to mention people anymore. I have told you this time and time again. I've told you in X, and I've told you here on YouTube and on Rumble as well. Get rid of your idols. It's that simple. Get rid of your idols. Make sure that you subject everyone to the same scrutiny, including yours truly. You don't have to take my opinions at face value. If you don't agree with my opinions, you are open to politely disagree in the comments. That's the way how this works, and you can disagree politely with me on X as well. If I ask you a question, wanting to know more about your stance, I expect to have an answer that supports your way of thinking. That is the way that we can have a conversation. I have said that I am not that fond of having arguments on X, because people on X can be real dickheads. There's no other way to say that. But I'm open for discussions. I'm open to realize when I don't know enough about a topic. But sometimes I know how to spot a grifter when I see one. And yes, this Lindy Li is no. This is not it. But let's talk about one big issue. Let's talk about big issue in terms of Europe. Now that we're talking about Vance and his amazing speech on the state of the European Union and the UK as well. They are not in good shape. And when we say that the UK and the European Union are not in a good shape, and J.D. Vance was very responsible on calling them out to their faces with that amazing speech, that he called them out on free speech and immigration, he did the right thing, but they are not listening. They don't want to listen. They are not willing to listen because, well, we have this. Man investigated after calling German Vice Chancellor idiot. And that was funny because it was a reply from Levels.io to this person who said, EU is not Russia or the UK. People are not being prosecuted for posting things here. Yes, they are. In Germany, in the UK, they're being prosecuted for posting things. I don't know where these people are living. And we also have this reaction to Vance's speech. Europe is burning, and its leaders are crying, literally, thanks to Darren Grimes for this. The chairman of the Munich Security Conference broke down in tears today. That is gay, man. That is really gay. Not over the Islamist car ramming attack in Munich, not over the AK-47 shootings in Brussels, but because J.D. Vance hurt his feelings. What the hell? Europe's very civilization is at risk, and instead of facing reality, its leadership weep like infants over criticism. This is what unserious, feeble leadership looks like. No wonder the continent is in crisis. And let's watch this, because you're not going to believe this.
After the speech of Vice President Vance on Friday, we have to fear that our common value base is not that common anymore.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm very grateful to all those European politicians that spoke out and reaffirmed the values and principles that they are defending. No one did this better than President Zelenskyy.
No one does this better than the grifter Zelenskyy. Give me a break. What? This is Europe, and the UK. I'm a smile. I'm sorry, but these people are driving their countries to the ground, and it's sad because I have a lot of friends in all those countries, and these governments are driving them to the ground. They're driving them to the ground. Zelenskyy embodies free speech. Zelenskyy embodies the real approach to immigration. What the fuck? The grifter. Yeah, they are going to, that's why I tell you. If you are in any of these countries and you see that there's no way out metaphorically, you need to find a way out. You have the moral obligation to find a way out.
Let me conclude, and this becomes difficult.
This becomes difficult. Gay. Fuck's sake! Why? When did Europe? When did the UK became so gay? I mean, I don't use the word faggot that much, but these people embody the word faggot to a T. Yeah, it ends with a T, so they embody that word. That's not other way to say it. That is, what level of faggotry is this? You are driving your country to the ground. All your countries, the UK, you're driving it to the ground. You're driving it to the ground, and you're crying because you were offended by somebody who was calling the truth to your face. What? No, this is way too much. This is way too much. And this gets, well, worse. Vice Grad 24, Vance enraged EU elites, not only because he told them the truth straight to their faces. Their fury was even greater because they couldn't do anything to him. They cannot sue him, delete his YouTube channel, close his social media pages, close his bank accounts, or call the police at 6 in the morning. They cannot do any of that. And German police, this is why I tell you that Germany is completely lost. Germany is lost. Leave Germany. German police are raiding homes over memes. This is why you never give up your gun.
It's 6:01 on a Tuesday morning, and we were with state police as they raided this apartment in northwest Germany.
Hier ist die Polizei, wir müssen bitte mal mit Ihnen reden.
But the police are of the meme, it's just a population of memes.
Inside, 6 armed officers searched a suspect's home, then seized his laptop and cell phone. Prosecutors say those electronics may have been used to commit a crime. The crime, posting a racist cartoon online.
A racist cartoon online? No, you cannot post a racist cartoon online. No, that is Arnold. That is the Arnold accent. No, that is from Austria.
At the exact same time, across Germany, more than 50 similar raids played out. Part of what prosecutors say is a coordinated effort to curb online hate speech in Germany.
Online hate speech. No, this is lost. This has been lost in some way. I'm gonna play another clip. This is worse. This gets worse. This gets worse. Okay, 60 Minutes joins German police as they raid a man's home for sharing a racist cartoon online. J.D. Vance was 100 right about Germany, and the buffoons in the media acted like he was crazy. 60 Minutes. Is it a crime to insult people online? German prosecutors? Yes. 60 Minutes. Is someone committed a crime if they repost a lie? German prosecutors? Yes. If you repost a lie, you are committing a crime. So you cannot repost. You cannot even retweet somebody. Like you used to think that somebody tweeted something that okay, this is edgy. I don't want to tweet that myself. I'm going to retweet somebody who already tweeted that to amplify that message. Okay, that is something. Now you can be prosecuted in Germany as well. I won't touch Germany even with a 10-foot pole because, well, for reasons you can imagine. And sadly, I have added Germany and the UK to the list of countries in which I, the body language guy, is better not choosing to have a vacation in there.
That's clear. Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes, it is.
And it's a crime.
It is a crime to insult somebody in public. So I cannot call people a faggot to their faces in public. That's a crime.
Crime to insult them online as well?
Yes.
The fine could be even higher if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
Because in internet, it stays there. If we are talking here face to face, you insult me, I insult you, okay, finish. But if you in the internet, if I insult you or a politician,
that sticks around forever.
Yeah.
That doesn't. What is the difference? If I call you a cocksucker to your face, than saying it online, it is the same. I'm calling you the same. Oh, because it is staying in the cloud perpetually. Then it is a more what dangerous grave crime? What is this? What is Europe? Europe has fallen. And you know the actual crime that is happening in Germany and in other countries of the EU and the UK. Abroadians with machetes, with knives, pointy knives. Hello, Idris Elba, pointy knives. And you're not paying attention to those. That is insanity that we are trying to talk about. No, I am. Oh, he called me a cocksucker. I cannot. I can call the police. I am Franzen. Oh no, my God, my Herren.
If somebody posts something that's not true, and then somebody else reposts it or likes it, are they committing a crime?
Yeah, in the case of reposting, it is a crime as well, because the reader can't distinguish whether you just invented this or just reposted it. That's the same for us.
The punishment for breaking hate speech laws can include jail time for repeat offenders.
Repeat offenders, that absolutely reminds me of Demolition Man with, the fine that Sylvester Stallone gets every time he says, I think it was the F word. I have to look for that scene. And he keeps saying that, and he keeps getting more and more fines about that. And this is the thing. Thank you, I Love American News. Posting this exact infographic landed a German politician in jail. All of the information is true. A German politician, according to I Love American News, posted this infographic. In Germany, Afghans and Africans are proportionally 40x and 70x more involved in gang rapes than Germans. Again, I don't have access to the actual data. There's a source in here if you want to check it in any cases. But you know that so many times it has happened in the United States as well that you post statistics like from the government, even from the Biden-Harris administration, and you can get into trouble. Not anymore, okay, as far as I'm concerned, that in the current state of affairs. But the problem is that we are seeing memes come to life in, well, let's say in concerning ways. And this is like a meta meme of this. Autism capital. You call POV, you call your bro gay online in Germany, and this is what is going to happen to you if you K your bro gay online in Germany. They will break into your house. Polizei! Polizei! I mean, I don't know how to frame this in any other way. And no, I'm not gonna apologize for the swear words, because there should be no problem in speaking like this. Okay, you already know that my show is this state of affairs. It's not family friendly. These countries in themselves are not family friendly. Like mothers and children are being killed on the street by abroadians while the Polizei is looking for people who make memes and post them online. Tell me how that works. Tell me how the fuck that does work. And I will tell you, no, my show cannot be family friendly, because these countries that we are talking about, including but not limited to the UK, are in the gutter. And they are driving themselves further into insanity. And this is the only way I have of expressing myself of this. Oh, well, I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. And yes, you are free to write all the words that you want. Go ahead. Make my day. Some cultures are better than others, period. That's something that we need to address. This is something that it's baffling to realize. Sorry about that. Sorry about the hit on the mic. It's baffling to realize how people are being duped into this. And there's a couple of things that we need to address. A couple of things that we need to address. Now we're talking about those abroadians and cultures, those cultures. We are going to be talking about those cultures right now, because, yeah, we are going there. Oh, Sweden. Oh, don't make me talk about Sweden. Don't make me talk about Sweden. Don't make me talk about Sweden. So, some of you were saying that the problem is the assimilation of cultures. Some cultures will never assimilate. Some cultures will never assimilate. This that I'm saying, if I was on the UK, will land me maybe in jail, will get me into heavy trouble. Okay, this is a reality. This is a reality right now. This will land me into trouble, but we need to talk about those cultures, because those cultures, let's see what is happening with those cultures. Okay. So when we are talking about, the invasion of the European Union countries and the UK as well, we already always talk about certain abroadians and their cultures. I say abroadians to, talk about all of them at the same time and not upset any culture specifically. But you know that some extremists and some radicals are a bit more problematic than others. And we have this from some countries in the Middle East that have figured out that, yes, some people can be problematic and they have to get rid of them. John Ganges, UAE political commentator on GV News, now has confirmed that the Muslim Brotherhood, this is an organization, is controlling councillors in Birmingham where they only allocated social housing to Muslim families. Non-Muslims are excluded. This is the UK, where UK citizens have become second-class citizens. So we already see these cultures displacing locals, and people in the UAE and in Saudi Arabia, they already know that these organizations, these extremists, this is what they do. And the extremists cannot do that in Saudi Arabia or the UAE, because they will get punished with full-on Sharia law. So they go to the EU, they go to the UK, they go to Germany, and they do all that what they want because of suicidal empathy. Because that's what you have the German politicians crying, shedding tears because, oh, they were offended. But this is the reality. And the people in the UAE and the people in Saudi Arabia are laughing. These people are, is like we have in Venezuela, the Tren de Agua. It's like a country decided to accept all our gang members. Oh, come, Venezuelan gang members and thugs and dangers and terrorists, come here, we're gonna hug you. Yeah, but that is nonsense. Counter-extremism advisor warns the UK is becoming a global power base for radical Islam due to Keir Starmer's weakness. Not only Keir Starmer, but 20 years of UK politicians as well. And this is what's happening. These Middle East countries, and you would say this is a problem, that many people say that all Muslims are the problem. No, not all Muslims are the problem, because if 1.2 billion or 1.4 billion people are the problem, then we can give up. If 1.4 billion, I don't know how many Muslims are in the world, that's plenty, there's a lot of them. If all of them are a problem, then you can essentially just turn off the switch. Okay, we are done. Okay, we are done. But it's not that way. It's the radical extremists the problem. And in these countries like Saudi Arabia and UAE, they know very well how to get rid of them. And then they go to these countries that are more lenient, that are more, let's act like the Care Bears. Let's act like the Care Bears with this. Oh, we're like the Care Bears, like hugging all this. Well, I'm going to share this by Leilani Dowding. Amjad Taha speaks to cluelessly surprised Kamala Tomini, and he says, the UK has more extremists than the Middle East. Let that sink in. The UK has more extremists than the Middle East. The Muslim Brotherhood is banned in my country, the UAE. It is allowed in the UK. Islamic Relief is registered charity and a charity here in the UK. But all the way in Saudi Arabia and the UAE, they are banned because of the investigation that showed this charity gives money to terrorist groups in the Middle East. So if you're a taxpayer in the European Union or the UK, you are being duped into giving money to these organizations that are giving, well, essentially money and guns to terrorist cells in the Middle East. How about that? You like it? Do you like it? That's what Keir Starmer is doing. And that's what the Tories and Labour have been doing all this time. They are not listening to anybody. That's because we in the West have suicidal empathy. The Middle East deals with extremists. Our establishment nurtures and protects them, even gives them money. And this is
And you've been talking about Britain's extremism problem. You're somebody who speaks out against anti-Semitism. You speak out in favour of moderate Islam as opposed to extremist Islam. What's your analysis of the state of affairs in Britain? Because we've got the Labour government right now considering defining Islamophobia in a way that some say might open the back door to blasphemy laws.
I think you have more, well, thank you for having me, and I think you have more extremists in UK than you have in the Middle East.
Really?
At this stage, absolutely.
Really?
The things that some of the Islamists say in various mosques, and we have been seeing that online, the terminology they use, the analysis they make, the statements they actually make.
I mean, I would say that myself. I mean, I'm a Christian, But I don't identify myself with every single Christian in the world because, in my opinion, from my view, there are some Christians that are really crazy as fuck. There's no other way of naming them. They are crazy as F. So, no, that can be extremism everywhere. Only that you know that Islamic extremists are, let's say, a bit more special than Christian extremists, but well, let's continue.
They would not be able to say it all the way in Afghanistan, for example, or in Iraq.
So how has this been allowed to flourish in the UK? What's your analysis of
in
that?
the name of democracy? So the Muslim Brotherhood, who are the Islamists, who are the main ones, are ruling and controlling in various press when it comes to the Muslim society and community in the UK. They control the whole narrative, and the Muslim Brotherhood and the Islamists are the radical Islamists. They're the Islamists, and they use the freedom of speech.
Yeah, they are the ones who are weaponizing the freedom of speech. That's when you have an actual weaponization of freedom of speech. Oh, you need to allow me express myself. Oh, you need to allow me to do whatever I please. This is my freedom of speech. Not then the United States. J.D. Vance calls them out on this, and the UK and the EU has this completely backwards and even are drawn to tears. This is what I tell you. This is what I tell you. How can this be happening? How can this be happening?
In a manner where they will be anti-Semite in the name of freedom of speech. I absolutely stand against that, because I think anti-Semitism is not an opinion, it's a crime, and a crime against humanity. And once you allow that, on the 7th of October, for example, when it happened, the genocide against the Israelis, what I saw and what we witnessed is the fact that some Islamists all the way from here in Small Heath, in Al Amrak, in Birmingham, and other areas, we saw their voices. It was pro-Hamas. Yes. And Hamas, as a force which carried that genocide in Gaza and also in Israel, it's actually the armed forces of the Muslim Brotherhood.
So you have all this, and you have to wonder, why have this? It's really only, oh yeah, it's by design. I already answered that. And the question myself on a video. You can find that video on my Jesus Enrique Rosas channel. The video is called How Governments Use Illegal Immigration to Control You. And that illegal immigration can include, of course, abroadians that can have, let's say, some approach to culture and violence very different of locals, and can essentially help these governments cause the chaos, so the population is easier to control.
Muslim Brotherhood in my country, for example, UAE, where Muslim, where Arab, is banned, but however is not banned in the United Kingdom.
So it should be banned?
Absolutely, because they use the freedom of speech to censor your right to speak against them. And when they say, they use the terminology Islamophobia, it's just to stop you from criticizing the Islamists and the Muslim Brotherhoods.
And the thing is that the term Islamophobia has been pushed heavily by not only people like Sadiq Khan or Keir Starmer, but all these journalists as well. So many politicians from every side. Nobody wants to criticize them. No one wants to raise their voice. No one wants to insert some kind of common sense or sanity in this process. Nobody wants to say the quiet part out loud, because they are afraid of being seen like Islamophobes or xenophobes or whatever.
Form of radicalism. The fact that Islamic Relief, for instance, is registered as a charity here, but all the way in Saudi Arabia, in UAE and other countries is banned because of the investigation that showed that these charities sending money all the way to some terrorist groups in the Middle East. Yes. It tells you a lot.
And I want to show you this clip that maybe some of you have already seen, but it's always important to rewatch. This was some 7 years ago. 7 years ago, the UAE's foreign minister issued a strong and clear warning to the West. After multiple terror attacks on European soil, his words sound more prophetic than ever. And if you haven't watched this, well, you're in for a rude awakening.
And let me say this in English so you can understand what I'm saying.
translation.
No, I know you have translation, but I just want to make sure you get it right. There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists and terrorists coming out of Europe because of the lack of decision-making, trying to be politically correct, or assuming that they know the Middle East and they know Islam and they know the others far better than we do. And I'm sorry, but that's pure ignorance.
Yeah, it's like the UK and Germany pretend to know Islam and Muslim better than Muslims themselves. And Muslims, you know, that they know there's this faction of people who make trouble that need to be kept under, you know, under check, right? And since they cannot do their crazy deeds in countries like Saudi Arabia or the UAE, they just go for greener pastures, namely Londonistan. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Yes, it will become Europeanistan in a couple of years. I see that Europe is still beautiful in many ways. The problem is that there's still this naivety in which, well, it is my understanding, now that we are talking about Sweden, we mentioned Sweden, it is my understanding that Sweden was waking up to the crazy stuff that was going on, and they were thinking of deporting people, especially those who committed crimes. But I think that cities like Malmo are, correct me if I'm wrong, there's Jean Cartier. You're in Norway or in Sweden? I don't remember. Jan, remind me that, because in Norway they also have an issue. There's some problems with that. Denmark, not so much. Denmark, not so much, as far as I'm concerned. So there's a lot of going on. There's a lot that has to be corrected. There has a lot to be fixed. And well, the way that these countries are dealing with it is not good. And the way they reacted to Vance's words is really bad. It's wrong. Just plain wrong. And just plain wrong, we need to jump to one topic that is in the title of this video and might be a bit concerning, is that when we talk about celebrities, sometimes we talk about celebrities and we want to believe that some celebrities, they are not going to be that kind of celebrity, right? They won't be that kind of celebrity. Like Jennifer Garner, we used to think that she was one of the good guys, quote unquote, and you already know that I think she's got sons that have transitioned, and she also, well, was very excited about Kamala being president, and now Hollywood actress elitist Jennifer Garner has left many of her fans disturbed after uploading a video of herself reading a book titled Secret Pizza Party to Children at a Save the Children event, which is currently under investigation for child trafficking. The book Secret Pizza Party instructs children to keep secrets. The book instructs children to keep secrets. On October 8, 2024, BBC reported police in Guatemala raided 5 regional offices of British aid agency Save the Children on Monday as part of an investigation into alleged child abuse. And you should say, even if this was, even if this was, I don't know, a misstep from her PR, who in their right mind, who has anything to do with Hollywood, would read a book to children? A book called Secret Pizza Party. I mean, I can imagine that the foreword was written by John Podesta. I'm 100. I have no proof, but no doubts either. But even if this was a slip up, Who would commit a slip up like this? You need to watch this. You need to watch this.
It's called Secret Pizza Party. Tomorrow the Pepper, then you're gonna love this book.
Are they all pepperoni?
Here, Sebastian, look.
Pepperoni!
The end.
Okay, maybe this is. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I always want to, let me think about all the possible angles. Maybe the book is the most innocent thing in the world. But again, in light of all the rumors, in light of all the conspiracies, in light of all that we have heard that has happened, who in their right mind, let alone read that to children, but write a book called Secret Pizza Party, hire an illustrator, get a publishing company to get it edited and published, and one, actress, let's say member of the Hollywood elite, read it to children. I mean, it's way too many missteps, one after the other. But it's not only, we're not talking about Jennifer Garner in this case. Remember that, with the 6 degrees of separation through Ben Affleck, we also have Jennifer Lopez, who is related to Diddy, which we are still waiting for Kash Patel to be confirmed. So maybe they can release the Diddy tapes, and maybe we can know what really happened with all those freak-off parties. As in, I don't want to see the details. I just want to see who was involved too. We can name the names, and you know that I've made videos, at least one video about Tom Hanks, very suspicious video about Tom Hanks talking about Harvey Weinstein. He was really nervous talking about that topic. And in this case, for SNL 50, he was this very lame joke. SNL's tone-deaf moment. Tom Hanks as a racist Trump supporter falls flat. Hollywood still doesn't get it, portraying Trump supporters as racist caricatures while he's winning record minority support. SNL's trying 2016 jokes in 2025, and none other than Tom Hanks went for that.
Well, thank you. Hey, now speaking of church, can I say something? If more folks went to church, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in now.
No, then there comes the part of which I need to clip this many times, for copyright stuff. But here we go.
Well, I agree with you, Doug. I'd like to shake your hand, sir. Here we go.
No.
Oh, no. It's just a handshake.
So this is it was very lame. Both the setup of the joke and the action itself of the joke was extremely lame.
No.
Oh, no. It's just a handshake. Yeah, it's just a handshake. Yeah, all right. You're welcome in Black Jeopardy anytime.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, this it's really lame. It's something that, do these people really thought? Did this people really think that this was a joke that could land right now? You're still doing Trump racist jokes? No, that is so 2016. That is so 2016.
Thank you, my brother. Maybe I'll start a show for you to come on, and we'll call it What Jeopardy?
No, we don't need it. We don't need it.
Yeah, that wasn't funny at all. That wasn't funny at all. Like, SNL has had its moments many years ago, but right now this doesn't cut it. And to round up our, let's say, very, very woke and stupid celebrities, this was from Emmanuel Rincon. I'm going to translate this because I saw this in Spanish. Jesse Eisenberg, which I consider that it's a good actor, but now I think that he's a knobhead. He says in his speech that his wife made him go backpacking to go to Venezuela, nice, and meet the world. And thanks to the Marxist and Leninist principles of your wife. Big mistake, bro. He realized that his greed was unacceptable. What the F? Man, he had to listen to that Ricky Gervais. He had to listen to that Ricky Gervais Golden Globe speech, because this is totally unnecessary, but I'm going to play it because, well, Jesse, you missed the mark. Especially, you should go and live in Venezuela for, let's say, 1 month. I dare you. I double dare you, MF, to go and live in Venezuela for 1 month. You won't survive 2 weeks.
Okay, I didn't write anything because I didn't think I'd win, and I do want to share this with my wife, who didn't come because she didn't think I'd win. I think the person who sat me didn't think I'd win. Anyway, no, I want to share this with my wife because I'm not a stupid person, but
I'm not a stupid person, but I'm an idiot. Well, at least that is accurate.
I'm an idiot, and when we first started dating, she dragged me to Venezuela to backpack through Venezuela, and since then, over the last 20-something years, she's dragged me around the world reluctantly, and it's the way I got to know about the world, which is what this movie's about. And she.
Which movie was this about? I just realizing that I know which movie had he won that award about. I just get focused on the Marxist-Leninist stuff.
Also, through strict Marxist-Leninist principles, taught me that my grief is unexceptional compared to the rest of the world, which is the other thing this movie is about. So, Anna, you put every worthwhile thought into my head over the last 20 years, and I love it.
I don't know. I want to. You say that the grief
about
the
world reluctantly, and it's the way I got to know about the world, which is what this movie's about. And she also, through strict Marxist-Leninist principles, taught me that my grief is unexceptional compared to the rest of the world.
So his grief is nothing compared to the rest of the world, thanks to his wife's. That is beta cook stuff. His wife's Marxist-Leninist principles. He realized that his grief cannot be compared to the grief of the rest of the world. I'm going to tell you, for example, in the terms of Venezuela, Jesse, thanks to that motherfucker Karl Marx and the Marxist-Leninist stuff and the socialism and fuck you as pit in Hugo Chavez's memory. Thanks to all that is that Venezuelans have a grief and pain, and we needed to leave the country. Thank you very much. You're the most stupid. You win the award today of the most stupid. You went full retard because you couldn't even grab a book. Or in that backpacking through Venezuela, you couldn't ask anybody about Hugo Chavez. You are another fucking champagne socialist. My Marxist-Leninist principle. Go and live in Venezuela 1 month, you motherfucker. I dare you. I double dare you. You won't last 2 days. I'm pretty sure. You're a pamper little boy. You're gonna, in Venezuela's socialism, Venezuela's Marxism-Leninism infrastructure will make you its bitch in hours after you land at Maiquetía, you moron. Fuck's sake. So this is the thing that triggers me so much about these people have no idea what they're talking about. They pretend to know how high. They have these words. Holocaust, Marxism, Leninism. What is the other thing that the other lady said? That free speech caused the Holocaust, or weaponization of free speech. That's nonsense. That is not. You know nothing what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. But shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Ricky Gervais said, shut the fuck up. Accept your trophy, your award, your whatever, and go away. Thank your parents. Thank your wife, your Marxist-Leninist wife. Thank God. No, wait a second. You cannot thank God because Marxist-Leninists are a bunch of atheists. It's that simple. It's that simple. So you have to just thank your wife for her, commie, for being a commie motherfucker. That's all what you're doing. That's the only thing that I have to say about this. This is what triggers me, and triggers me especially because I'm Venezuelan and I know what I'm talking about. And these people don't know what they're talking about. Champagne socialists. I would like to know what you think about this in the comments, either way. So, yeah, actors are literal puppets or even muppets because they don't know, have no idea. They have no idea. Karl Marx has a huge hatred of God. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, I know that some of you are atheists. I have nothing against atheists. I have things against Marxists and Leninists and communists and socialists and all the same crap, all the same bottom of the gutter. All of that is the scum of the earth, the libtards, the fucking commie motherfuckers. Yeah, it's worth nothing. You're worth nothing. That's the reality. Let me see which other thing that we have here. Which other things we have here. This is when you think. This is when you realize. This is when you realize that people like Meghan Markle are vanilla in comparison. Meghan is vanilla in comparison. No, this is plain water, desert roast. I haven't drank in a while. Thank you for all your support. A lot of super chats. I'm gonna read all your super chats right now before we move on to talk about the Meg. By the way, we need to talk about the Meg. But first, I'm going to read your super chats. Let me see your super chats. Some super chats I have. Constantine Teo, is EU woke virus ending anytime soon? I don't think, Constantine. I'm sad to say that that is not happening anytime soon. That is not happening anytime soon. Let's see what is going to happen in Germany's elections. But even with Germany's elections, which I don't think that is because no party in Germany wants to make any sort of coalition with AfD. So AfD has no real path to rule. It has a lot of weight right now, but doesn't have a realistic path to have a say on deportation. It seems that the Christian Party, which it's coming on top, it seems that they want to move into. They want to promise deportations, but that has happened. Like it has happened in Spain, that some parties, they promise one thing, and once they are in power, they do the exact opposite, or they do nothing what they said they claimed to do when they were campaigning, which happened in the UK as well. Like Labour, when they assumed office, they made all these promises. And before them, the Tories had made promises that they broke, that never made materialized. So it's anything goes. You see all these parties that claim that they're going to fix the countries, but it's more all the same because they don't want to touch, these taboo topics. Please give us a Latino swearing for them. Give us a Latino swearing. Okay, I'm going to give you the pleasure, Constantine. I'm sure that many of you want me to swear to give people like Jesse Eisenberg that claims to have been in Venezuela, backpacking, I'm going to give him the Latino swearing. Of course, do not repeat. If you're going to listen some words in Spanish, and you will want to learn these words, I will advise you, do not learn these words and do not repeat them, okay? And you absolutely did not hear them from me. If I find out that you're claiming that you heard them from me, I'm going to deny it. Absolutely. Pero yo lo que le diría a este mamagüevo de Jesse Eisenberg, le decía, coño, cállate la boca, mamagüevo. Cállate la boca. O sea, que es un rolitranco de mamagüevo que eres, cabeza de huevo. O sea, la vaina más arrecha que a uno la rechera que uno siente cuando vienen estos come mierda, celebridades del coño de su madre a hablar así como que saben de Venezuela, así como que han vivido en Venezuela. No has vivido en Venezuela, hueputa. No has vivido en esta vaina. No has vivido en Venezuela. Cállate la boca, mamagüevo. Cállate. Joda. Well, that was it. You got the full. You got the full Latino swearing. You got the full Latino swearing. Now you know. Now you know. Now you know. You never heard that from me. I am a gentleman. You never heard that from me, okay? You never heard that from me. And of course, you are going to clip me out of context, right? You are going to clip me out of context. You are going to clip me out of context. No, I'm going to go full Thanos. I'm going to go full Thanos. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to clip out of context myself. And I'm going to push it on my X account because, yeah, with subtitles. It's subtitles, full subtitles. I tried to write Spanish bad words, but YouTube blocks it. Yeah, this is the thing that these people deserve. This is the thing that these people deserve. Okay. VR, I absolutely love your channel, Jesus. Thank you, VR. Sending much love to you from Hong Kong. And we need freedom of speech in Hong Kong as well. It's bad here. Well, I hope that you have freedom of speech at some point, because that is something that the freedom of being able to speak your mind and have your opinion and say that this is wrong, something is wrong, that you think that something is wrong, that is priceless. And sometimes one can be wrong, but I should have the right to say what I'm thinking. Jenny DOG, thank you, Jenny, the PR character jumping up and down saying #1 fan. Thank you, Jenny. Appreciate your super sticker. Sandy Farrow, Jesus, have you spoken on Q? What is Q? What is Q? Sandy Farrow, you can reach out to me by email or direct message on X. What is Q? What are you talking about? I don't get it. But I don't know what is spoken of Q. Let me know and I can find out. Jack Alscar Dig, so grateful for you. A Venezuelan speaking carries a lot of weight. You are a gem. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. It's my pleasure, especially the Latino swearing. That maybe I will repeat that in the year 2032. I'm not gonna repeat that anytime soon. Ricky Lee super sticker. Thank you, Ricky Lee. A thumbs up. Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And Samantha, thank you, Jesus, for all you do. My pleasure, Samantha. Love this amazing time to be alive and to travel with Jesus Nation. Yeah, because we are Jesus Nation. I forgot to call ourselves the Common Sense Crusaders, and we are here to stay. Never stop. We are going to you're talking about QAnon. What did you say? What did you say? I'm not gonna say. I cannot translate that. Oh, Estela va a hacer la traducción simultánea. Estela va a hacer la traducción simultánea. Eso no se puede traducir, Estela. O sea, eso es intraducible. Tú sabes que es el sentido venezolano de uno decir el coño de tu madre. Esa vaina es... No, eso no tiene precio. No tiene forma de manera de traducirse de nada. So, we have to... Yeah, that's... now, I told you at some point, you don't want to hear me go full Venezuelan. That was me going full Venezuelan. That was me going full Venezuelan. Now you know. Now you know me going full Venezuelan. So wait, let's go. Let's go for the final topic of today. Be a bit more vanilla, wind down. That's a bit. That's a bit. Let's say let's be a bit more. Let's tone the show a bit down, a bit more vanilla, but still have fun, be entertained. In this case with Harry. Thank you, Sweet God BF TV, to pitch me the tweet by IHT Anders, who is already a regular in this show. That one is Prince Harry still married? And oh my God, we need the music. We need the music for this. Regardless of, we can play 5 seconds, right? We can play 5 seconds. Oh no, it's something that's not working. As usual, something that's not working in my. I wanted to play Careless Whisper, but I have an issue. But it deserves Careless Whisper. Sometimes my tech side, my tech stuff doesn't work. But what is this, Harry? Who is this lady who is leaning into you, is touching your arm, and you feel, you look, you seem so happy, like in years. Oh, it is not Beth, Harley. I miss Beth. I say it time and time again. Oh, Jesus, you and Beth, leave it, Jesus. Let it go. Let it go. Beth might not be working for them anymore, and those are the memories. But we now have new, let's say, new angles for Harry's happiness. She was, and she had quite space. Okay, it's not like she didn't have space and she had to go near Harry. No, she was going, and oh, nice. This is so yeah. Meghan, where is Meghan? Where is Meghan? Maybe this is a setup by Meghan. This is a setup by Meghan too. The divorce, because that the divorce book, the movie, the TV show, even the postcards of the divorce, she needs to merge that. She has to make it spicy, right? She needs the paparazzi to get pictures and to get, it's like that. It reminds me of that video of Beck, Devil's haircut, and he's unaware that people are taking pictures of him. Yeah, this is absolutely Devil's haircut stuff. That's what Meghan could have been doing. This is all part of Meghan's plan. And part of Meghan's plan is changing again the brand. Remember American Riviera Orchard? The that she launched on Instagram, and then she launched on Instagram of Meghan for real, and now we have Meghan's Instagram. You know that I was following Meghan on Instagram, and when I followed her on that live a couple of Sundays ago, my mouse ran out of battery instantly, something that would happen at any point. Maybe I'm working on editing, or maybe I'm doing anything at any point. But right at the moment that I followed Meghan on Instagram, my mouse just ran out of batteries. So it was a bit of a sign of bad juju. And in fact, I have, people that help me along the way, along this journey, one of my spiritual advisors told me, Jesus, I recommend you. I have attorneys, but I have also other kind of, specialists that help me. And one of my spiritual advisors told me, I suggest that you unfollow Meghan on Instagram. But you could find that amusing, right? You will still find out about her stories. You will still see in your Royal Rogue timeline about all her updates. You don't have to follow Meghan. You don't have to activate the notifications because that is bad juju. And I said, all right, if this guy... And this guy knows his stuff, right? I unfollowed her immediately. But it so happens that she changed her brand from American Riviera Orchard, that she was already had this problem trying to trademark American Riviera because it had the American Riviera denomination of place. It was taken that from an actual place in California, so that's why it was so hard to trademark. Now my question is, this is not trademarked either, and that brand, As Ever, what kind of name for a brand is that? As Ever, what is that? As Ever, is that trademarked? I've always said it, in all fairness, I always say it, when it comes to naming a brand, if you can name a brand Head and Shoulders, which is one of the worst names in the history of humankind in what comes to a brand, then anything is possible. So even American Riviera Orchard, but this, I don't know. I have my reservations. Save your seat at the table. Why would I save my seat at the table? I thought that as I'm, the observer, the audience, your audience, Meghan. I thought I was an important person. I thought that you had already saved my seat at your table. So that's what the slogan should say. Is like, we've got a seat for you, or something like that, to feel welcome. But you know that Meghan, no, that is beyond her. That she doesn't register by making people feel welcome. She doesn't register that. No, that doesn't happen. That's why well, we have that rebranding. That's why Harry is looking for, we used that expression once in this show, we're gonna use it again, greener pastures. But when it comes to As Ever, I think that Harry this is the face that Harry put when he heard us, that we are going to rebrand American Riviera Orchard as Ever. And Harry, so it's nice. That's nice, dear. It's nice. My wife. So it's nice. That's nice to me. Let's go ahead. As ever. As ever. So it's nice to me. Yeah, that's what is. It's like, yeah, it's like buying a ticket at Meghan's table. Yeah, it's like reserve your own seat. You have to buy your seat at the table. You have to go for it yourself. I am not going to do it for you. You serve yourself. You cook your own food and all that stuff. And by the way, before we move on, I don't have it right here because that was part of another show that I didn't mention at. But I realized that the guy who is directing Meghan's cooking show is the same guy. His last name is Steed. He's the same guy that produced most of Anthony Bourdain's shows and even directed some of Anthony Bourdain's episodes from those shows. So the guy knows, the one who is directing, the guy who is directing Meghan's shows knows his stuff. Okay, he absolutely 100% knows his stuff, and that's why the trailer, we have to acknowledge that the trailer, I analyzed that trailer, and some shots were absolutely beautiful. Okay, but we need to find out if Meghan's charm gets to shine. But in terms of the dishes, the lighting, the editing, everything was just wonderful. And now I found out the reason why, because the director has a lot of experience producing high-end shows. But we need to talk about Harry being awkward and, well, getting the ick, according to Harry's gray suit. Ick. I think a nice handshake would have been more appropriate. He was kissing somebody's bones. I mean, why? Why would you do this? Are you the Pope or something? Are you the Pope or something? What? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I have to mute this, just in case. Okay, he's giving a medal to this guy, and he goes and he kisses the guy on his head. Harry, you're not the Pope. You're not the Pope. What is this? What is this, Harry? What are you doing? You what? And then to the Wayne's World, 2 thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna take that out of context as well, right? My 2 thumbs up. Why would you do that? As in, this is so awkward. This guy. I mean, can't you imagine this guy's friends? Oh, did you like the kiss? Was that kiss consensual? Was that kiss consensual? Oh my God, Harry can get into some trouble. Maybe that guy did not consent to that Bones kiss. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Prince Harry forced to leave Invictus Games event early by Duke of Sussex's security guard safety scare. His security guard had to step in and move people away who were getting too close to the prince. What was Harry doing? What was Harry? Harry looked like he was doing his morning stretches. Harry looked like he was doing his morning stretches. What is happening? What is happening? I don't understand. What is going on in here? I certainly don't know what is in the world is happening in here, but he was removed from the Invictus Games because, security reasons. I'm not secure. I'm not secure here. Like maybe Meghan also launched deodorant roll-on, for your, and Harry was testing it. I'm gonna test it. Come and smell my armpits. Come and smell my armpits. They smell of lavender and Meghan's special concoction that came out worse than I ever thought. This improvised shows are something else. Meghan's concoction. Come and smell Meghan's concoction. And people were getting too close, and he was invited. Oh, my fans gonna miss me. Oh, this is so nonsense. I mean, it's a bit all over the place. I'm still waiting for how long until it's like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks until the cooking show premieres, and we will have actual content. I need to collect more content for the Royal Rogue, because I have so many wonderful Royal Rogues, and I need to make more videos for you. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Either way, we're close to the end of today's show. Has been a great show. I'm going to cut on the thumbs up, the Wayne's World thumbs up, and the Venezuelan swearing out of context. And I'm going to post it myself to X. Let me see. I think there are a couple of super chats that I haven't read. So one super chat. Heather whatever. Megan stole the line from that says, "You're always welcome at my table." Interesting. Interesting. Thank you, Heather whatever. Thank you, Heather whatever. And thank you. Sorry if I haven't been able to spot all of you who have become members today. Thank you for becoming members. Twice a week I organize members only live streams while I'm editing my shows. Maybe at some point, today was a high energy show. I'm getting the hang of organizing the topics in a better way and more fluent way. And of course, well, the topics are getting more and more insane by the minute. Every day they're becoming more insane, and maybe that's why my reactions, well, my reactions are proportional to the insanity of what is going on. I just have to look for a broader repertoire of swear words to be, more to swear like a gentleman. But again, my body language buddies and my common sense crusaders, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and until we meet tomorrow on episode 84, remember the most important words: much love and bliss. Take care. Be safe. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.